Like, it's so crazy how you can be best friends with somebody for years and it can shift, and then you realize you're not hearing from them, and then you never hear from them again.
I pour into somebody, I want somebody to pour into me back. I don't want to have to do all the work.
For me, it would just dawn on me one day, like, if I didn't reach out to this girl, would she notice or reach out to me? Like, that would be the way that I would feel. Like, I would start to get resentful.
Welcome to the Got Her Back podcast.
What's up,
girl?
What? I just want to know what your shirt says. I'm going to ask every time we get sitting down here.
I'm not mean. I'm just too old to pretend I like you.
I feel like that's the perfect shirt for today.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll get it. It kind of is.
It
kind of is.
We'll be talking about friends, but let's talk about first. Are you on this LaBuBu craze? Because I just went down I went down the rabbit hole.
Of course you did. I should have asked you.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, because
I got you, boo.
We were shopping the other day, and the girls wanted to go in Pop Mart, and they're like, "Oh, we want a LaBuBu," and I was like, "Of course you do."
They want it for their backpacks.
But then Olivia was like, "Oh, I want one too," which I was really surprised. So she wanted one too, and they want it for their backpack.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they were all sold out. So they were like, "Oh yeah, you can go online, you can order." I don't understand the tiers and the levels. And
so let me tell you. So they've got different ones. They're like the old school, the new school. They've got sit down ones, and they come like in a box of 6. Okay, so you open them up, and it should be like one of every kind in the box, but every box has a chance to have like a secret in there, and the secret on the old school gin is they have rainbow teeth. Now, here's some tricks to know if your LaBuBus are real or fake. Okay, so their ears need to be like close together. Their legs have to move, twist, and they have to have 9 teeth. If they have 10 teeth, then they're not a LaBuBu. They're a fufu. Okay, so you can get them on TikTok.
Close ears, you can get movable legs, and 9 teeth.
That's right.
And if they have rainbow teeth,
that's
a
better.
Secret.
But the sit down ones, the secret for that is just a brown one, and it'll tell you it's a secret. So, and it's crazy. So, I went on TikTok and went down the rabbit hole.
We know
and
you went on TikTok.
I've been on all these lives. The first day that I spent for a box. She had 1 box of 6. I bought it for $3.50. So I don't know what I pay, $60 a $75 a thing, whatever. So I got 60. The girls, tell them I got them their LaBuBu for their backpack. I got them. I got the sit down one, and then a sit down box of 6, and then I got 3 secrets, and the secrets were $350 a piece
for one.
Why? Because they're worth more, because they're rare. It's like getting the golden ticket. When I told Spencer, I called her because she was at her daddy's house, and I said, "Hey, do you want a LaBuBu?" She's like, "Yes." Did we get a golden ticket?
She already knows.
She already knew. She's been watching it on YouTube.
What does a golden ticket mean? Is that going to be in
the secret? She just called it like they have like a card that comes with them, like a collector's card.
So it's like adrenaline.
Yeah, and so when you open it up, you could have a secret in there instead of like one of the others, right? So yeah, I got the LaBuBus. Then the other day it was buy one get one free. So I might have got like 3 more boxes.
How
I feel
pissed are you going to be if those legs don't move?
No, they do. They were showing it on TV.
What if they don't?
Well, I'm going to blow them up. And I went off of how the seller,
Yeah, of course.
So hopefully, but the ones that I got, I don't know. These last ones that I got, I wonder if they're real, because no, they did show them the reals, but they were like half the price. I was like, oh my God, I totally overpaid for the other day. Like, what in the world? But it is what it is.
Yeah, you got excited.
Yeah,
Meg got excited.
Me. You know me. I'm like, let's get those LaBuBus. Let's
give my baby a golden ticket.
That's right. Like Willy Wonka all over again.
Don't you love, I'm excited for you and Spencer because just like that, because it's just like a friendship kind of.
Yeah.
And I took Maddie to one of her first concerts.
Yes, she did.
And it
Blue
was really,
strips.
it was really fun. I took her to see Jessie Murph because she loves Jessie Murph. I did not know how sexual she is. I just know her versions her country versions, because she is on a lot of songs with like Jelly Roll and Coetzel and different people. So that's where I like know her from. And so, and we went to see her in Oklahoma. And so we had this whole day planned. Like she did a blowout on her hair the day before. She picked out her outfit the week before.
She needed an hour and a half to get ready.
Sparkly, like fringy cowboy boots.
That's so
and she had her cowboy hat ready. Like she was ready when I got home
ready
from
to
work.
go.
I had 5 minutes to get ready. She needed an hour and a half to get ready. And so it was just fun because we're coming into a new season of our relationship where we can have, you know, a different level of a relationship. Like we can talk more. You know, she's not older, but she's turning 12. And so it's just fun. You know, my mom and I took her and Presley to Galveston not too long ago to meet a surgeon. And so we were like, oh, we'll have a couple beach days, make the best out of it. You know, everybody says Galveston's just like, pfft. But we were like, we're going to be there. Those girls had the best time. We laughed till we peed ourselves, you know, because Presley's 14 now and Maddie's 12 and me and my mom, and we can talk to them, not like a grown up, but we can have better, different conversations with them. And so it's funny, like at dinner, watching them and having fun conversations with them. So her and we went to dinner. I was like, I'll take you anywhere you want to eat dinner. Where do you want? I want Olive Garden. I'm like, you want Olive Garden? You don't want to go like, you know, she doesn't eat meat or anything. So she was just for the breadsticks and cheese sticks.
And the cheese sticks.
And then she ordered something else, but then she was like, I should have just ordered 2 things of cheese sticks.
That's funny.
So she got 2 things of cheese sticks.
Spencer's into Texas Roadhouse and the rolls. Can I go get my
Maddie's
rolls?
Well, you know, that's Maddie's favorite. So y'all have to let us know.
Uh-oh.
And it's free. So, I mean, not free, but she only eats the rolls, but now she likes the mac and cheese.
Oh.
But you should, I don't know if Spencer likes mac and cheese. But
she does.
She does. I've seen her. Maddie loves their mac and cheese.
Well, she loves the ribs there, too. She will tear the kids' ribs, the rib basket, tears it up. Shout out to Texas Roadhouse and the roll.
It's so inexpensive. Yeah. So when they say, look, can we go to, I'm like, yes, because she's just eating rolls. 5 baskets of rolls and a kid's mac and cheese. So I'm like, yes, of course.
You know what I love from there?
Fried pickles.
Nope. The potato skins.
Oh, yeah. Gabriel does not have any interest in Texas Roadhouse. He's a little bougie.
Call me next time.
Anytime we say that, he's like, oh, you got that. That's all you. He's not a fan.
Let's talk today about what?
We're talking about like how important friendships are, especially as you get older in life. Like, especially for us, like friendship in your 40s. I think back about like, in high school or, whenever I was little and then to transitioning into your 20s and how many friends you lose and gain. And I just think that the friendships in your 40s are just so much more meaningful and valuable. Do you think that too?
For sure. Unless you are like me and have a golden ticket because, Summer and I have been friends like 30-something years. We've been best friends since freshman year of high school.
That's so crazy.
I know. But we also lucked up that we became, we moved to the same city. I think that helps. Like, if you've got a childhood friend, like if you stayed in your hometown or you moved to the same city, then you can keep that friendship going. And she's like a sister. And now her sister that's 4 years younger Whitney is also like a great friend and like a sister. So
yeah, you do have the golden ticket.
I do.
Yeah. And Summer's awesome.
She is.
She's the best.
She's just like you. She's the best.
She's the best. You're the best. Yeah. So I think like, I just feel like you just need this little, even if you have one, you are like,
I think it's like for sure, like, it's not quantity, it's quality when you get older. Like, when you're younger, you're like, oh, I want 15 friends to come to my birthday party.
I'm getting a Hummer limo and I have 20 people and it's got to be this big. Like, I remember in my 20s doing that, like had birthdays like that where remember when people would get limos or party buses and it'd be packed and you feel like,
it's the best day ever.
And I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like those relationships were so like surface level, and you start realizing like, and I mean, I kind of did this. I'm guilty of trying to forge relationships meaningful friendships through my business too. Like people that worked for me and stuff, like, wanting them to be my friends. Like I always wanted, everybody to be my friend, and now I just don't care.
Yeah. Well, and you've learned too, like, there you go. You just don't care. You've also learned the boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you have somebody like in my case that has been your employee 15, 20 years, do they become a friend or like family? Of course they do. But you still have to have the boundaries of, okay, like, hey, you still are employees. So sometimes like with a couple that I'm super close with, I'll like preface when I talk to them like, hey, this is your friend talking, not your boss talking. Or this is your boss talking, not
You're
your
like
friend
two different
talking.
people.
Yeah, like you have to because you have to approach it differently.
Yeah, different
You know what I mean? And so then it is hard because like, I think also going from high school to like, let's say college, and then from college, like moving on through life, not that you have to go to college, right? Because you don't, but it's just in that time period of your life, like in your 20s is what I should say, that it's like people go, they go different routes and you're like, okay, I don't mesh well with them anymore. Like it's not what it used to be.
And it's like for me, I was like a young mom. And so like I was at a mom at 19, So my friendships are automatically going to be different because priorities are different than a normal 19-year-old or 20s, early 20-year-olds. Mine were different. I can't go out every single night. I can't, do all these things. I have priorities, and then whenever you get married, same thing. Priorities change. Some people don't want to hang out with married people. Some married people don't want to hang out with single people. It's just kind of the way it works.
Yeah.
You move, like you said, you move to different areas and it's really hard. I have a really great friend that I went to from first grade on, but we don't live close to each other. So even though we really try, I don't get to see, her that much because
I think it's like, I want what is most important to me. And I probably learned this in my 30s. Like, it's really like what I pour into somebody, I want somebody to pour into me back. And I don't want to have to do all the work. So if I have to do all the work and I'm just, pulling you along, and I don't want to feel like I'm begging anybody to be my friend.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Isn't that interesting how you do it for a while and you don't realize that you're doing it because you've always done it? And you're like, you're the one inviting, you're the one calling, you're the one making the plan, you're the, and then it's like for me, it would just dawn on me one day, like, if I didn't reach out to this girl for a month, would she notice or reach out to me? Like, that would be the way that I would feel. Like, I would start to get resentful. And just, it would take a while for me years for me to notice. And then I would say, okay, well, I'm just, not that I was mad or anything about anything, but just like, hey, I'm consciously not going to reach out to this person to see because I want to know. And then you like never talk to him again. That's crazy because that's happened to me a lot, several times in life to where you're like, oh, wow, I'm like not a thought in their mind.
I know. And then I think when we both got divorced, I think, we had some friendships that shifted because we had done stuff as couples, as married, we had traveled and, that went south for me because
people say that a lot.
Yeah. And then, here I've got, people throwing in my face what I've done for them. And I'm thinking, I never asked you for a thing. I never bought you dinner and said, oh, you need to buy me dinner back. Or I never paid for something on a vacation and said, oh, you need to pay me back. I just said, come on, let's go. But if I'm the one always paying because of my career, I don't want that either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to feel like I am the one that always has to pay, or you're only going to pay if it's, a special occasion. Like, offer sometimes. I may still tell you no, but at least just offer.
To offer.
Just offer.
At least,
what I mean?
I started getting into that habit with my friend group I had, as my business, was doing well and everything, where I was like, it started to where nobody even got their purse out. Like nobody even, it was just expected. I don't like that, feeling at all. And it's like, it will dawn on you eventually. Be like, oh, wait, what's that? Wait, hold on. You know what I mean? But then it's awkward. So you just kind of, how do you have that conversation. You know what I mean? But you just have to.
I think that people just, and that doesn't matter, like male, female, whatever, relationships, friendships, people don't realize what they have until they lose it. And then when they lose it, then they're like, oh crap, like she did add benefit. Like if you can't add some kind of benefit, and I'm not talking monetary wise, I'm just talking like, can you lift me up? Can you build
show up
me up?
For me?
Right. Can you show up for me? Now, do I have some friends that I don't talk to, but I know if I called them without a shadow of a doubt, like I could call them and be like, you know, Karen and I had got into a tiff when she stopped working for me and she went on and did her own thing. Oh, yeah. So it was probably 10 years ago, maybe 12. And she went on and, you know, opened her own agency and worked for a district manager. And when we'd see each other at farmers events, we were fine.
Cordial.
But she wasn't around for like me losing Tristan. She wasn't around for the birth of Spencer. But when I divorced, we got close again. And so, but I knew without a shadow of a doubt, like if I really needed her, I could have picked up the phone at any point and been like, I need you. You know what I mean? Like I had that in the back of my head just because I knew she was such a ride or die friend. But I also have had friends in my life where you know they're around for the wrong reasons. And so it's like, how do
you decipher between that? Like, how do you really know? Like, I think you really only know, like, say when something happened, like tragic or
for sure.
Something happened or you're going through a hard time, you get a divorce, you know,
and
it's
they
like,
show
who's
up.
there? Yeah. Who shows up for you? That's what I tell my daughters. Like, you need to start being aware of like, who is there for you? You know,
that's
when
how you and I got so close. Like I feel like we had traveled some together. We had done some things together, but our friendship really, for me, and I know we've talked about this, really shifted when I lost Tristan. And you just like, we were supposed to go to lunch that day. We were going to get our feet rubbed, you know, like what
you want a queso.
Right. I want a queso. And like you came over and like every day you were sitting with me and as much as you could when you weren't at work and bringing food to the house and just making sure that I was okay. Not that my other friends didn't, but it just grew our friendship because I saw, you know, like, oh my gosh, like she cares about me. She's here. Like this is traumatic, you know, because sometimes I feel like because of my life and all the trauma and all the traumatic things that I've had, I've said this to you before. I'm like, I feel like I'm the fucked up friend, you know, like I always have like all
Megan, that's a 20.
Yeah, go ahead, put it in there. Because I'm like, I just feel like I have the most fucked up things happen to me. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I don't always want to be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't always want to be like, the oh woe is me or oh pity party, and I'm like,
I got plenty that I can share with you. That's just why we're such a great match.
I know, but I'm like, goodness, like why do I have to always be like, why is it my life? You know what I mean? Like sometimes we say that a lot. I'm like, is this my life? Is this real? Like, is this real life? Like, really? Is this all this?
This is really what real life is, and like I have some people in my life that have never had not one thing. I can think of one girl in particular in my life that I had to like cut out of my life like completely because it just dawned on me one day that she's never had anything bad happen to her in her whole life. Like I couldn't think of one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm
they
like,
just don't understand.
You don't understand. You don't get it. We can't be friends, you know, not because you have such a great life, but because you have no empathy or understanding of people.
Right.
And it was like one day I just realized how shallow, how, you know, there was no empathy, you know, it just all like was so clear to me. And I think it was like an animal got sick or something. And it was like to the magnitude of like, you thought, a parent passed away or a love, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which I am a animal lover too, but it was just, that's what made it so clear to me. I was like, oh my gosh, she's never grieved anything. She still hasn't even lost a grandparent. You know what I mean? I mean, I haven't had my grandparents. They all passed away so young, you know, and, you know, tragedy, you know, just in my life, you know, I've had cousins commit suicide, you know, just close people to me. And I was like, you don't have that yet. But one day you will be humbled. You know what I mean? And hopefully you'll be a different person. And I think that's what makes you even though those things are so tragic and bad, they make you such a, real person and humble like person because you understand so many different like facets of life and that you've been through already. So I think that's what I appreciate about you.
Oh,
yeah.
I love you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Because like with her, I was like, no, I don't miss that, and we were like besties for years and years and years. But it was just one day I was like, oh, damn. We can't connect.
Yeah,
we
can't understand.
I can't connect with you and you can't understand me. You know what I mean? Because my life has been hard from the jump. So we're never going to understand each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let that. And there's just been times like that. Like if you decide not to call the other one anymore and then you never hear from them again. Those things, it's so crazy how you can be best friends with somebody for years and it can shift. And then you realize you're not hearing from them. And then you never hear from him again.
Also, I feel like this, like it could just like fall off, right? But you also like, look at our friendship in 10 years. I am sitting here and can truthfully say, we haven't been in one argument in 10 years.
No.
With Summer, I've been in, I can tell you, I've been in probably 3 arguments in 30 something years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we got through it. Like we got past it, so like true friendships too, like you can bicker,
it
might
can
disagree
happen, of course.
or we might whatever, or one of us might be on edge one day, but the other one recognizes like, oh, okay, like, all right, today's her day. We need to, let me let that slide, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So if you don't have somebody that's close enough to you that can recognize your triggers and recognize like that you're just in a mood or maybe you're feeling down or it's just a fucking bad day. I'm on the roll today.
I feel like you can feel it when I am,
for sure,
vice versa.
For sure,
though. Like you can. I can hear it on a text.
I was chasing your butt last week, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna call about one more time, and then I'm about to drive over there.
But it was really nothing.
Yeah, but still,
it really wasn't.
It was
nothing.
just. I'm sure you're just getting the kids ready for school.
Yeah, it was.
But still.
And that one was really nothing. Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll be like, oh yeah, oof, but that one was really just trying to get through a whole new school year.
Yeah.
With no help on the other front,
Well, I can tell you this. I don't need a lot of friends, but, I've said it. I know on this podcast before that my district manager for work is so right. He's told me so many times he's probably started telling me this maybe 9 years ago. He's like, Megan, when you get to the top, you got to keep your circle small. Mm-hmm. And at the time, like, I was lying with the enemy, you know what I mean? In my own home. So like, I didn't really understand that. You know what I mean? It wasn't until probably in the last 2 years that I realized that like, I don't need a lot of people in my life. Yeah. I need good people in my life. I need solid people.
You have good people in your life.
Yeah, that are going to show up.
We both have great people in our life,
Well, yeah. You got me.
We got each other. We have great people in our life.
That's right. It's all we need is each other.
That's it. But you do like whenever you did lose Tristan and just, and your dad and just seeing how many people showed up that really care, you know what I mean, for you. It wasn't fake,
right.
It was real. Mm-hmm. Like you had a big support system. So that was actually really cool to see and meet like so many people that from everywhere, like people were traveling in to make sure that you knew that they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's always like a good feeling. Even though your circle is pretty small, you have like such a big support system of people.
Well, my work environment too is like, I have friends from all over the country.
Yeah. And
are amazing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like, for sure.
Yeah. And I think like as you get into your 30s, you reevaluate your relationships.
Right.
And you kind of like understand a little bit more,
Yeah.
But in your 40s, it's a whole different ballgame.
Because here's the thing is
you really get this like, nope.
Well, and you have limited time, right? I'm so busy with the kids. I have work. We have our podcast. I have limited time. So I don't want to spread myself too thin. I'd rather take the time that I have and spend it with people that I love. I tell you, when we get off the phone, we say we love each other. When I get off the phone with Summer, we say we love each other. Like I love you as a friend. I love Summer as a friend. I have some other great friends that, like I love them as friends, but like my 2 core friends are you and Summer. And so it's just like, I I don't think I could live my life without y'all.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no way.
And it's like interesting how much like we had to lean on each other through our divorce and through different things. And it's like, I tell people all the time, like, if I didn't have Megan, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah,
like, I don't think I could have got through it. And I don't know that she could have got through it because our days were just so, every day was just so hard and different and for each other for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it was a God thing that it had to work out that way.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, and I don't know if we've ever said it on the podcast, but the day that I decided that I was for real, like getting a divorce, like I had it. And my mom had told me all the time, like, when you finally decide, like,
you'll know.
There will be no going back at all. But it was interesting that we had our day together. You know what I mean?
We had it together. We looked at each other. We were at my pool. We looked at each other and you're like, are we doing this? And I'm like, yeah.
Because we had joked about it for a long time.
I'm like, it was like we were never on sync. Like, you would be having chaos and I would be like, it's your
really
marriage.
Good over here.
It's your marriage.
Fight for your marriage.
Yeah. And then when we had that moment where we were both off at the same time, it was like, yeah, no, I'm done.
It was like, what are we doing?
Right.
It was just
and
like
I do feel like God brought us in each other's lives for that. He knew we needed help. He knew that we couldn't do it on our own. He knew that we needed each other.
Yeah. It's like you have to have a good girlfriend.
For sure.
If you have two, you won the lotto.
There you go.
You know, if you have more than that, then you're just like crazy. But like one, like you're good to go. If you know you can call that person at any time. And they'll be there.
And that no judgment for
No, you can literally say anything. Yeah. You have to be able to say anything. It has to be a person that you can say anything to.
Whatever
If you have a friend that you can't share things with because you think it could be thrown in your face at some point or gossiped about at some point, or they're going to talk about you when you walk out of the room. I've had so many relationships like that where I couldn't share my heart because I was like, I don't really know if I trust you like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But once you know, you're like, those are like, and it's like, and the girlfriends that like, they know you're in a bad relationship. You know what I mean? Like you knew that my marriage was bad. I knew your marriage was bad, but we would still, you know, tell you anything you wanted to hear until you were actually done. You know what I mean? Like that's what also makes a good friend too. Is like, sometimes we know, you know, but the other person has to know too. Right?
Yeah.
No matter what it is in life. So you still have to be there for the person.
It takes two, and it takes effort from both parties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so like in your 40s, like a big suggestion would be like, to evaluate those friendships and if you can be 1,000% authentic, but also scheduling the time. Like I'm a big scheduler now, like because everything's it's like, well, when are we you have to almost put something down.
Yeah, on the calendar.
Or you're never going to get it done. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I won't even see you till we record, but I mean, I talk to you all the time, but you know, you have to carve out that time. But that friendship also has to know that like, they can't feel, you know, the friendships that like are
they're too needy.
They're too needy. I can't. As you're getting older, I can't do that because I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Like Lindley and I, we're still really great friends, even though I haven't seen her in at least 2 years. We still will talk, but we might go months and not talk. But I do know if I called her, she would like drop everything and be there. Like she's like, I feel that way. Like she would, you know,
for sure
be there, you know, and she can still call me and say, can I tell you something and not judge me about it? I'll be like, yep. You know,
what you got,
you know, so, and like real talks, you know,
right.
So
I think it's time for everybody just to evaluate who's in your life. Why are they in your life? Are they?
Are you gaining any? Not,
and you can't just be there for the good.
Or
you just can't be there for the good. You have to be there for the bad.
And are they there for your bad?
Yeah.
Like, are they there when you need them, or are they MIA?
Damn it, I have a lot of bad. So look what you're signing up for.
I don't think you have a lot of bad.
Girl, bye. Gosh, look at my life. Girl.
Well, you have a great life, Megan.
I mean, I do have a great life, but I just have a lot of crazy shit happen.
She's on the cuss train today.
Yeah.
Dang, she's coming in hot.
Oh my gosh.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's important. I don't know what I would do without girls.
I know. Friends in your 40s.
And that's why I get so excited, like with my daughter, you know, and now I have 2 bonus daughters. You know what I mean? Because only had Maddie. And now I'm like, I can talk to Haley about things that I'm not going to talk to the other one about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they're all at different stages. You got 26, 16, 11, you know?
You got it going.
Got all the girls in there.
Got it.
Poor Kaysen.
Well, I know, right? Poor Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe yesterday was like looking around and like the girls have been all dolled up because of school again. You know, they're not like slouching around. You know, at first they, show out. And so they just look so beautiful yesterday. And he's like, I'm just surrounded. Y'all just so beautiful.
Oh,
he's just got girls everywhere and hormones everywhere. So some days he's like, I'm getting out of here. I don't know why y'all are all teaming up on me. But we all are synced up. All of our periods match. Like, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. He'll be coming. It's about there, I feel like.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So,
well, thank you for joining us talking about friends in your 40s. We love that.
Yeah. Subscribe to our podcast. Go look us up on all of our socials. Got Her Back Podcast, inspired by Carrie.
Meg's Unfiltered.
Bye.
Bye.